Morning, guys. Well, what's on the cards for the next couple of days? As you guys may actually see, I have a Clearview 2 receiver. And, well, the aim here is to actually find out how well this does or doesn't work. But, yeah, you know what? When it comes to Clearview, I've got to say that right now, the question is Clearview still in the game? You know, everything changes, doesn't it? Now, jump back 2 years ago, you know, Clearview was the absolute best receiver you could possibly get. There was nothing that could beat it. And then, well, a little bit along the line, and along comes Rapid Fire. And Rapid Fire's, you know, Rapid Fire's taken the world by storm. And to be honest, the problem was really, I think, when Clearview released the goggle module and Rapid Fire surpassed the performance. Now, quite clearly, Iftron has now gone on a different tack and said, well, let's reinvent Clearview 2. And we got that over here. Now, I don't actually have my Clearview 1 floating around at the moment. It's somewhere in the boxes over there that I haven't unpacked yet when moving into the office. But suffice to say, this thing it's a lot smaller. You know, I would hazard a guess the original one came from about there to about there. You know, so there's a big difference just in that. The height's a little bit smaller. Everything's just shrunk down, and that's great. But actually, at the end of the day, it's still tripod mounted, and it's made no difference to me at all on that size. Possibly the more interesting thing is finally a little LCD display up here, which tells us what's going on. Now, I thought the only fair way to actually test this is probably to pitch it against my little dock wing system. Now, for those of you who've seen my designs, essentially on the dock wing, I've got a docking module, which I've designed a custom cover for it. It's running a Rapid Fire inside it, and it's got these two wings out the side so I can put two long-range-ish antennas. And this was very much inspired by the whole LZR system that Immersion RC released. And it's kind of cool, it just works. Now, I think in order to test this, I'd really need to do something similar. So the idea I've got a couple of these little crosshair patches. I've got far too many of them, and I'm going to get them mounted up here. But you know, the first problem I've hit is that with the 45-degree SMAs, the angle is so wide it won't be a true comparison to that one. And with 90s, well, it also won't be a true comparison. So my first job is actually going to be to mount and design up a little Clearview wing system. So that's kind of this morning's job, to design something up, pop some wings on the side, and get the things to match up so that the antennas are identical to the docking system that I've got running here. You know, and then we'll get out and do some flying. Now, there's some obviously advantages and disadvantages. You know, what I do like with this one, straight off the cuff, is the fact that sitting on top of here I've got a DVR module, and that makes life very useful. You know, this whole thing's a little bit, it's compact, it's tiny. I'm not convinced I'll get as small with the Clearview. It will be close, but not quite. Will it have a DVR? No, I'm going to rely on my goggles for that. So there's pros and cons to both of these systems. The real test is going to be to say, well, how do these two stack up against each other when you're out flying? You know, I have a suspicion that if I were to ask Iftron, they'd probably tell me that these aren't the best antennas. But then, you know what? How do you compare the two then? So I think that, you know, Iftron has always kind of turned around and said just plug two sort of monopole type antennas on there, the basic cheapies, and it does the job. But then I can't push out a little bit into any noisy environment. So I think regardless, I just have to run with it and go with these and show you how it performs. It's either going to be fantastic and knock the socks off this one, or it's going to be rubbish. We'll find out, won't we? But yeah, that's what I'm up to. I need to design a Clearview wing bracket system for this to hold the antennas in the equivalent positions, and then we'll get out and do a little bit of testing. I must go find somewhere that's actually mildly noisy to fly, which you you know, maybe one of the commons or something with lots of trees, but I will hopefully get out in the next 48 hours after proof designing this, and we'll get out and do some airtime. So yeah, guys, I will keep you posted. By the end of this week, we will have Clearview all up and running. Oh, sorry, make that end of next week because I'm away this weekend. But yeah, we'll have the Clearview 2 tested, up and running, and it will either work or not. Cheers, guys.